All right. Let's see. Videos. Cool. So today we're working out. It's the first day of the new year. You know, I've got plans to get ripped. That's kind of the goal for the next 5 years. So I'm gonna get myself ripped. But you know, I'm kind of coming from doing pretty much nothing. So we're gonna ease into exercise for this next month. So yeah, today's exercise is really just a full body stretch. So I got my video playing, and I'm just gonna get fit. You know, so it's stretch day. Good idea to warm up my body a little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's get started. Yeah. Of course, my computer crashes as soon as I get started. We're facing some technical difficulties right now. Hopefully the computer can restart soon. Crashes. Okay. You're still live? Cool. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties, computer crash. But here we are, about to start this X stretch. It is X stretch that I'm doing right now from P90X. I just have it muted, and well, I'm not making money off of this, so hopefully I won't get sued. Anyways. I've been doing X stretch for years, so I've pretty much adapted my X stretch so that it's a little bit different. I go to kind of like extremes when I'm doing certain movements here in this workout. And that's one. Let's do two more, shall we? Your toes really work that balance. Do a little bit of elephant walking here. Fell out of that one. It's important to breathe throughout all these stretchings. It's important to breathe when you stretch, I think. You might be wondering, why is he stretching? Why isn't he doing something else? Well, that's none of your fucking business. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, it really, I guess when I'm live streaming, it's, I'm sharing. So, no, but I'm coming from kind of somewhat being sedentary. I don't completely eat crap when I'm doing Christmas and holidays anymore. But I do kind of eat crap, and I do kind of just sit around and relax. Usually, when it comes to holidays. But I haven't really been working out a lot. I've kind of been lollygagging with my workouts. I've still kind of been showing up here and there, kind of. Hear my words, I'm kind of showing up. But I've always wanted to be ripped. And usually I'll start working out for like a month or two, and I'll get used to what I'm doing. And then I'll kind of stop because I get used to what I'm doing. And in my mind, I need to go harder now. I need to take it to that next level to like push myself past that, like getting used to working out phase. And I've kind of been on this, like I think the longest stint that I've ever done where I've been consistently working out is probably 6 or so months, like of constantly, not constant, like consistently showing up every day and really trying to push myself while also maintaining. I think that 6-month stint, I wasn't really trying to, I wasn't doing like high intensity stuff every single day. It was kind of like I would do some high intensity stuff and then I would like do some lower intensity stuff like the next day. I was consistently showing up for working out. I guess I'm saying all that to say that I really want to get ripped. And it's a little different now because now I have a son, and I don't know, man, that guy has just motivated me to really get ripped. And last year I started working out, I started exercising a little more consistently, and I get to do the whole like chest stretch here. Really sit down in this horse stance. Spread your fingers, your elbows, scrape the back wall with your elbows, yeah. Really feel a stretch in your chest. Anyway, so like I said, doing stretching and yoga for the next month or so. And starting to do like my dailies, which are push-ups, body rows, leg things, open scissor kick things for my abs. And we're gonna acclimate to exercise. That's what this whole month of January is. It's the idea of showing up. That is the most important thing. Showing up, just show up. So for the month of January, I'm going to be showing up. That's it. That's really the goal, is to show up. And as long as I'm doing something that is kind of pushing me more towards more strenuous activities that I can, that aren't going to scare me away from doing harder stuff later or doing this more consistently. If I do an exercise and it beats the hell out of me, and then the next day I'm like, well, I'm not a pussy, so I do another exercise that beats the hell out of me, and then the next day comes and let's say I do this 3 or 4 days in a row, and then on the 5th day or whatever, however long it takes me to get burnt out. That's what we're trying to prevent. I want to consistently work out and not beat myself up if I take a rest day. So I'm not sitting here trying to be like, competition level athlete. I am, however, trying to be a competition level athlete. That's the interesting thing, is like, I have never been ripped before. Like the best I've gotten, I think, was like I had a 6-pack, but that was like I was on the Appalachian Trail, and I was hiking every day, and my legs were jacked, but my arms were kind of dinky. But I was very lean, and I had a 6-pack, and that was probably the most lean I've been. And I suppose there was a time when I worked out with my friend it was about 6 months, I think. I gotta make sure to breathe through these and not talk as much. Here comes the dynamic finger stretching. Dynamic meaning you're moving. In this one, you have to like imagine and really just create tension in your forearms by tensing up your fingers. At least that's kind of how I've learned to do it. Trying to get blood into your forearms here by doing basically like an isometric. I mean, I'm still moving, so you're contracting your muscles. It's just, maybe it's not, I'm iso here, holding, but then I start moving, it's not iso anymore. But it's still contraction, so just contract your forearms by squeezing your fingers, really tense your fingers. Yeah. Get some blood flow in there. I haven't yet to release the tension in my forearms. Still tension. Hold it. Do it again, come on. It's got 17 seconds left on the video. Tension. Ooh, mama. And there you go. Let it go. Yes. Get some slap some blood into this area. More blood. Yeah. I'm live right now, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay. I don't even know if you were going forwards or backwards. I changed directions too. Whoops. Oh, they don't change directions like a 4th time, but the way that I have it set up, I'm about to change directions again for a 4th time. We only changed directions 3 times in the video. Let's change direction. Yeah. Get some blood flow into the shoulders. My back was kind of starting to hurt again because this last month, whole of December, I kind of wasn't doing any exercises or movements. And I was sitting a lot. And so it's probably, a good thing to limber myself up before I start doing more strenuous activities. Hence why we're doing some light stuff. We're just doing a full body, total body stretch. We're limbering up the body for the month of January so that when February comes, we can start doing more strenuous activities. We can start upping up the intensity. The whole goal for January is to just show up. Just show up. That's it. That's the goal. The goal is to show up and do a little something. Doing a little something is showing up. If you don't do anything, just show up to the gym and you just sit in the gym Like, I mean, that's something, you know. Honestly, like, I have a home gym, so that's not really much. But showing up, if you're at a public gym, like, honestly, that is a big accomplishment, I think, just showing up to the public gym. And that's because there's people there. You know, it's not normal working out in front of people, I think. That's kind of weird, you know? I mean, obviously in our society it's normal. It's a normal thing that normal people do. But just, I think, as humans and humanity, I don't really think it's like that normal to like, well, you know, I don't know, maybe when I'm thinking about it, like, no. No, I was right. Originally, stick with your statement, Drew. Working out is weird. Because you don't work out in nature. You go hunting, that's not working out. That's you're hunting, right? The side effect to hunting is that you get fit, that's great, but it's not working out. Where you go to a place and you have like this set regiment of movements that you're attempting to do, and then you do these set regiment of movements in front of a whole bunch of people, that's not normal, you know? And people watch. So, you know, I think that it's okay to set the bar relatively low when you're just starting out. You know, I don't think that it's like that big of a deal that you show up and that's the first thing that you do for the first month. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great start. So that's what January is all about. For me, I want to get ripped for the next 5 years. By the time my son is 5, so my son is 7 months old now. By the time he's 5, I want to be ripped. I have it written down on the board there, 2031. That's the goal. He's going to be 5 by the time it's 2031. I'm going to be 41. I'm 35 now. I'm about to be 36 in 1 month. In the month of February, I'll be 36. So by the time he's, 5, I want to be ripped. I want to have a 6-pack, I want to have big shoulders, big arms, big legs. And maybe not necessarily big, like where I like have to, walk like this. I don't want to look like that. I don't want to be like that. I am an athlete. I prefer movement and functionality over everything else. Like, and I'm not gonna side stretch. Oh, that's nice. Oh, side stretching, baby. Side stretch on the other side. I gotta breathe on this one. Now we do the rollers. The roly-poly-olies. I gotta tuck my stuff in so I don't lose my shirt on this. Oh my God, this guy who's almost 6'6" is curled up to the tiniest ball I've ever seen. I gotta watch the video. That's why I keep looking back at the camera. I'm looking at the TV behind the camera. Yeah, man, this workout program's pretty good. I mean, I set up this workout program. I've been kind of working on it for some time now. Man, I'm a master at making workout programs. I'm just not as good at sticking to them as I am at making them. But I have this workout program that I have adjusted for, my specific needs. I have this plan. I'm going for it. And today's just the first day, so that's what you're seeing. You're seeing I'm using X Stretch, P90X X Stretch. It's in the back right there. It's playing. It's a full body, 1 hour, full body stretching routine, which I have watched and done this video at least 1,000 times. Like, I'm not even joking. I've broken 4 digits on how many times I've watched this video and done this video. So I know the video in and out. I usually just kind of put it on in the background with the auditory, the audio on, and I just listen. I know exactly what moves are coming next. And I just listen for the cues. But with the video being on and me live streaming now, I have to look at the video instead of watching or hearing it. And for those of you who think that I'm gonna get demonetized because I'm using a video, well, first of all, you're not hearing it. Secondly, even though I told you about it, the exercises that I'm doing are modifications of this video. So while you could just watch and get a general gist of what the exercises are for P90X, you're not going to know exactly unless you've done it or you've seen it yourself. You might be able to guess, but that's not knowing. I'm gonna put this thing right here. Right here. Sweet rhythm of dancing, dancing. Sweet rhythm, dancing through the night. Sweet rhythm, taking 67. I honestly don't even know what that means. I'm pretty sure it's like a trend thing that people are like, oh my goodness. Wanderer's Path said hi. Wow, what a loser. Wow. What a dorkish report. Oh, she's not even here. Wait, are you here? Are you watching, Rachel? Oh, shit. I gotta get back to my workouts. This one's for you, Rachel. Although I am laughing, it is actually exactly what we're doing. We're doing cat's cow. The good old glute stretch. This is my fave. Well, it's been a little while since I've done this glute stretch. Usually by this point, I'm putting my foot behind my head, but I can feel tightness in my glute. So we're not gonna push ourselves, we're just gonna go with what we feel is right. It's a really nice stretch. And then as soon as you start feeling uncomfortableness, really start to deep breathe. I know I'm like not taking my own words for, I'm not taking into consideration, I'm not taking my own advice. I'm talking. I should just breathe. All right, stretch. I wanna take you through the night, sweet rhythm of dancing, dancing. This is good. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I think that I can probably do this every day. I stretch every day and go on a 2-mile walk every day. That's what I'll use to, adjust my back, kind of heal up my back a little bit. I can do this tomorrow, so I think I'll do this tomorrow. That's really nice. Ah, yes. The wide feet, forward bend. Gonna face this way because I don't want to show you my butt. I think next time I'll bring music. This is so nice. It feels so good to stretch my freaking hamstrings and my lower back, man. I need to do this every day. Now it's time for the camel. Sweet dreams and dancing. Sweet dreams of rhythm and dancing. Sweet dreams of dancing through the night. Sweet dreams of taking over. Sweet dreams of dancing. Ola, ola, eh. Ola, ola, eh. Man, 2 months ago, I could not do this on my knee. I don't know what the heck I did to my knee, but I could not do this on my knee, but thank goodness. Look, it's a guy stretching.
Tony Horton, I hope you'd be proud of me. I got super flexible watching X Stretch. I have watched X Stretch for over 10 years. I've used X Stretch. I've modified X Stretch to the more extreme movements that I now can do because of X Stretch. Any person that doesn't think that stretching is going to make you more flexible, your body acclimates to anything that you put your body through. So, yeah, your body's going to acclimate to stretching.
That's nice. Can you stretch too much? Yes, I have stretched way too much at times.
There have been times when I stretch way too much. So yeah, I mean, I totally understand, like, the whole, like, stretching, you shouldn't do it all the time. And I also understand the argument that you can stretch every single day. Ultimately, I lean towards you can stretch every single day. Ultimately, the rule, I think, should be listen to your body. Listen to your body and really try your best to understand your body. If you don't spend any time trying to learn your body and do things that, like, I'm going to take the music out of the room and I'm going to listen to my heartbeat. I'm going to listen to the breathing in my lungs. You don't spend any time learning your own rhythms, you won't know yourself. And your body is definitely a part of yourself. So you should learn that part of yourself. Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we're doing this. The good old-fashioned bow. You press with your quads. You just hold with your hands, press with your quads. Use your legs. Oh, you get a nice, interestingly enough, your back, I think. I'm getting like these nice back activation. Nice deep squat here. Limber, 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 limber. The goal is to limber ourselves up for the next couple of weeks. And then we're gonna up the intensity. But the goal is to find the right intensity that works so that I can consistently do this every day. Honestly, my personality, I'm kind of lazy. I'm not like, if I compare myself to other people, I wouldn't say that I'm that lazy. I'm comparing myself to different versions of myself, and the version of myself that I am right now is relatively lazy compared to like when I was in my early 20s. And hopefully, my future self, I'm hoping that I can work myself out of being lazy again. Remind myself what it's like to really do hard things. Fuck! I didn't watch Rich! No! Dang, his last day was yesterday and I didn't even watch him. Do hard things, 365. Man, I hope you did it. Dang, I gotta go look back and see if you did it. If you finished out the whole year. Dude, Rich, you're the man. You're the frickin' man. You are an inspiration to me. Henceforth why we're here today. Stretching myself out, all right? I'm gonna see weird stretches like this one. Look at that butt shaking in the air. You bunch of animals. Now we're getting into all the nice stretches that you all know.
he says in here, you would call this our hamstring section. Sweet dreams of rhythm and dancing, sweet dreams of dancing through the night, sweet dreams of taking over, sweet dreams of dancing through the night. Hola, hola, eh. Hola, hola, eh. We're going to do amazing things on this channel. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where we're building obstacle courses, all right? We're going to be building obstacle courses. You're going to watch my son grow up and get super athletic. You're going to watch me grow up and get super athletic, grow up. I'm going to grow up some more. Does a person grow up from the age of 79 to 80? So if that's the case, then if that's the case that that person did grow up from 79 to 80, does that mean that we're in a process of never ending growing up? Or is growing up something that you say to someone who just seems like a child? This is really nice. I am a big fan of stretching. You know, I feel like you can stretch every single day, man. If you have no other plans, if you have no other goals for your body, you may as well just stretch every day because it's low intensity. It feels good. If I start going a little bit further, that's all. I have to start breathing. But if I let go a little bit like this feels pretty good. And it may seem like a tiny little difference, right? But you can go to a point where you're just slightly outside of your comfort zone and you're still doing something, you know? And it's something that you can heal from quickly. So it's something you can do every single day. And I would say that stretching is better than... It's only when you have goals or something like that that you might need to consider what stretching will do. The only concerning thing to me is that, someone had once told me that when you stretch, and when you start stretching on a consistent basis, and I don't know if this is true or not, I've never double checked it, but, it's somewhat concerning if it is true, that when you stretch every day, your body starts secreting relaxin, which supposedly is a hormone that we secrete. And if you have a lot of relaxin in your body, well, your body, it relaxes your muscles, it relaxes tendons. And I think it was like maybe 6 months ago or something, maybe 8 months ago, I had like a kind of somewhat torn tendon wrist thing going on. I forget what it was called. But that could have been a result of stretching too much. Too much relaxin. Tendon was relaxing too much, and then I overstressed it. Maybe that's what happened. You know? So maybe you can stretch too much. If you have goals of doing other things, like I want to be big and strong. So I don't think that I should stretch every single day forever. You know, this whole plan of me stretching every single day for the next 2 weeks maybe is really just a plan for me to limber myself up, because this is exactly where I am right now. I'm coming from being stiff and not doing anything for limbering up. Stretching it out, you know, and that's even if that is true. Is relaxing really like a real thing? I don't know. I'd have to look it up, or maybe somebody in the comments can no offense, but like if you're just doing a Google search, I don't give a shit about what I can look that shit up. If you're a person who is like a endocrinologist, right? An endocrine doctor. I don't know if that's the actual term for it, but that is sort of information. Like, okay, cool, sweet. You're an endocrine doctor, a person who studied. I don't know if that's the term for it, but a doctor who studies like the endocrine system. Like, cool, perfect. That I would love to hear from you. If you're just a kid who's looking up stuff on Google, shut up. Because what you're doing is, what you're doing, you're just looking something up and you're having faith that the thing that you're looking up is truth. Which, how many times have you looked up something and you're like, okay, well that's not true. Like, I'm not so sure you've been around. If you're a kid, I guess I'm thinking like, you know, you're in your teens, right? You haven't been around long enough to see, like, you know, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't speak for you. Never mind. Scratch that whole thing. Forget it. I'm just gonna stretch. That's all we're doing right here anyway. I don't want to get into arguments right now. Not that I would. I'd see your comment and I'd be like, okay, cool, whatever, I'll deal with it later. Whatever. All right. Drew, who are you even arguing with? Calm down. We got like 5 minutes left in this stretch, man. I feel good. I feel like my lower back and my hips and honestly, my glutes were really tight. I think that really helped out just now, so. I think I'll be doing this every day for about 2 weeks or so until I start feeling like I'm too limber and I need to start tightening up. That's usually what happens, like, you know, I build up too much relaxin, or, you know, I just get too limber. I get too limber and then, like, you know, I need to start like really like tightening up my muscles, start doing some resistance training, some sort of resistance training, yeah. whole gallon. Oh boy, we almost done. Nice. Look at that. P90X, X stretch, done. 1 hour. Nice. Now we're gonna do this again tomorrow, and the next day, 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 for 1, 2, at most 3 weeks. And then we move on to more intense exercises. The first month is just show up. That's it. It's the first month. Show up, do the thing. For me, showing up isn't just coming to this gym and hitting the live button. Showing up is coming to this gym, doing the workout. And I don't have to take any movement to an extreme. You know, today was just stretching. Eventually, we're going to get into doing martial arts training. We're going to be doing lots of resistance training. I'm going to have an activity day where I kind of just have like an activity list that I go through, and I'm just like, I feel like doing this activity today. So it kind of, my workout plan, my workout schedule is very open to, it's very diverse. I guess I shouldn't say it's open, because I mean, like, I have it scheduled, I plan on doing this on this day. You know, it doesn't really leave it open for me to just like choose not to do it. However, you know, on activity days, it's literally like a list. So in that regard, like, yes, I can choose from the list. So in that way, it's open. Martial arts days, I have several different martial arts activities that I'll be open to choosing, you know. Yeah, and I'm gonna have my dailies, which are gonna be push-ups, lots of push-ups, a lot of pulling, you know, do some ab exercises, some legs, and walking 2 miles a day. That's gonna be a mandatory thing. So today is my stretch, which I've just done, and I'm gonna go walk 2 miles now. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for today's live stream. I don't know when. I'll for sure be back on Saturday. As of right now, it's going to be Thursdays, Saturdays, Tuesdays, Thursday, Saturday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Those are the days that I'm going to be doing my martial arts activity and my full body resistance training exercises when I start my workout program. As of this first month, it's just going to be show up, show up, show up, show up. And probably going to be loose stuff that's low intensity, like stretching. Because again, I'm just trying to acclimate to exercise, you know. And yeah, this is the way that I do it. You know, the goal is for the next year, I'm going to be doing this sort of workout routine and kind of, you know, live streaming through it. And, you know, hopefully I can get myself nice and buff within the next year. But the overall goal is within the next 5 years, I aim to be rather buff, rather muscular, but also a functional fitness athlete. That is essentially my goal. I don't want to be like, you know, I'm the Rock, or you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be like, no offense to that style of looking, you know, I mean, or because it comes with a personality, and I'm not that. I'm more of like an athlete, functional fitness type of guy. Yeah. So, anyways, if you watched, cool. If you didn't, that's all good. See you in the next one. You know, once I figure out how to stop the live.